Hey, hi, greetings of the day, wherever you are. Hope you are all geared up to have a pleasant weekend. Today's video, I've made a lot of videos explaining how to predict using distribution through the bounds and primary directions. But today I just felt that many of you must be wondering what the hell is this? What is meant by the ascendant is directed to the bounds of Venus and a trine of Venus falls into the directed ascendant and all those aspects. So I just thought I should shed some light on this concept. What exactly do we mean by primary directions, distribution through the bounds? What exactly are bounds? So this is a very mathematical concept. There is a lot of mathematics under the hood which explains these concepts. But remember, this is the most practical and scientific way in my view. And of course, there is these are like symbolic to some extent. But then I just thought I will try and throw some light on what exactly do we mean. Now, if you see my screen, right? You see, these are, I mean, this is the typical uh, chart, just a sample chart. Now, if you see every sign, right? Say, for example, let's take Capricorn as an example. If you see, every sign is divided into five unequal bounds. So, when we talk about Capricorn, say you have Mercury, you have then Jupiter, then you have Venus, then you have Saturn, and then you have Mars. So that way, every zodiac sign is divided into five bounds. Like, for example, if we take this case, right, ascendant is 20 degrees of Capricorn, and the ascendant actually is in the bounds of Venus. So that's how you will read it. So the ascendant is basically in the bounds of Venus. Now, as the clock ticks, see, we all, our natal chart is a freeze frame position of the planets at the time of our birth, right? After our birth, obviously, the clock keeps ticking and the positions of the planet change, right? I mean, it's quite evident and obvious. Now, what happens is typically if you use say a North Indian chart or a circular chart, if you see these zodiac signs, right? The zodiac signs are always moving in the anti-clockwise manner. In the sense the houses are counted anti-clockwise. So this is the first house, this is the second house, this is the third house, this is the fourth house, this is the fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house, 12th house. But the earth moves clockwise, right? So imagine this as the entire 360 degrees as one complete cycle where this is the rise time, the ascendant is the rise time. Then when it reaches the midheaven, it is culmination, right? Then so it's like, so it is clockwise. So it starts from rise to culmination, then it sets in the descendant, and then it is anti culmination in the Imam Coeli, right? So this is the typical cycle of rising, culmination, set, anti-culmination, rise. So that is clockwise. So the Earth, I mean, as a sphere, it moves in a clockwise direction, right? Whereas the signs, the houses are counted in an anti-clockwise direction. So this is one important thing that you will have to observe. So after our birth, so we all know that the ascendant typically changes once every 2 hours. So the point to be noticed is, you just imagine that this ascendant descendant axis, right? This ascendant descendant axis is like fixed, okay? And then the zodiac signs will move ideally in a clockwise direction, right? That is the correct direction. So if I have to explain this, right, maybe I'll just turn on the animation so that you understand what happens and how the ascendant or the lagna changes. Just a minute. right? Let me see. You see, this is what happens, right? So you start with, say, I mean, if somebody is born during Capricorn Lagna, after some time the Lagna will change to Aquarius, then to Pisces, right? This is what happens. And if you notice here, right, the ascendant keeps moving through different zodiac signs, but within the zodiac sign, it also moves through these bounds, right? Right now, if you see, it is in the bounds of Aquarius. Then the ascendant will now enter the bounds of, Mars. After that, the ascendant is going to enter the bounds of Saturn. Right, so this is what happens. So the ascendant descendant axis remains fixed, but the zodiac signs move in a clockwise direction, right? That is the real movement, right? So hope this gives some clarity in terms of, what exactly do I mean by the ascendant moving through the bounds and stuff. And even in bounds there are like variants. You have the Egyptian bounds and the Ptolemaic bounds. So genius Ptolemy had his own variation and reasoning regarding how the five unequal bounds within a zodiac sign should be structured. But then most of the ancients continued to use the Egyptian bounds, and I also use the Egyptian bounds. My guru uses Egyptian bounds, and that's what works well for most of the predictive aspects, right? I do know certain people who use the Ptolemaic bounds for horary astrology, but for most of the natal astrology stuff, Egyptian bounds is something which is widely adopted by the astrological fraternity, right? So I'll just rub this. I hope you got a fair idea of what it means. Again, you guys should be thanking me because it is impossible to visualize this without a software like this. This is what is pretty much happening. Now I'll also explain one more concept, so that you understand what it is, right? So remember, right, this entire circle is 360 degrees, right? 360 degrees, and the earth completes one full cycle, a rotation. Okay, when we talk about current planetary position, it is based on revolution of all the planets around the sun, or using earth as a frame of reference. But here we are talking about the rotation of the earth about its axis. That's the basic concept of primary directions. So in 360, in 24 hours, it completes one full cycle of 360 degrees. So 360 degrees is equal to 24 hours. So 24 hours is 1440 minutes. So 360 degrees is 1440 minutes. So if you divide it, you will say 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. Remember this equation. This is the, I would say, one of the fundamental premises of primary direction. So 1 degree is 4 minutes. So what this basically means is 4 minutes of clock time in the ecliptical plane is equal to 1 degree, is equal to 1 degree, and this has been equated to 1 year. Okay, right? So 1 degree is equal to 1 year, and 1 degree is 4 minutes of clock time. Now if you see, look at focus here, right? This 4 minutes is equal to 1 year. So what happens is, with every 4 minutes movement, if you see, the ascendant is changing by 1 degree. You see, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. So 4 minutes of clock time is equal to 1 degree, and this 1 degree is symbolically equated to 1 year, right? So which basically means, if 4 minutes is 1 degree and one, so basically 60 minutes, right? 4 into 15 is 60 minutes, is equal to 1 into 15, 15 years. So what this means is, in the concept of primary directions, 60 minutes after our birth time, right? 60 minutes after our time of birth, will correspond to 15 years or the 15th year of life. You would have completed roughly 15 years of life. So, for example, if somebody was born at say 2 p.m., by the time using this concept, the clock moves to 3 p.m., the positions at that time is equivalent to 15 years of your life. And that chart, you will look at the interaction of that chart with the natal chart. And that's where I'm talking about, moon is directed to a trine of Mars and that kind of stuff. So it is that freeze frame position after an hour, and how that interacts with the main natal chart. That is the concept of primary directions. And of course, I mean, there is a lot to it, but I just thought I give you a glimpse of what is terms ascendant. Moving through the terms, as you see here, it keeps on moving. The concept of the rotation of the earth, and of course this mathematics where 4 minutes of clock time is equal to 1 year of life, right? 4 minutes of clock time is equal to 1 year of life. That is the most important. How it has been derived is also something that I've shown. So it is basically the symbolic relationship, because we are talking about the equatorial plane here. This entire primary direction concept is based on the projections on the equator, whereas the other normal astrology that we do, the other style, the other methods are based on the ecliptic, right? So zodiacal plane. So uh, I know even this is quite a bit. As I said, there is a lot of reading to be done. I just wanted to give you an overview. Again, by no means this is a comprehensive lecture on the concept. There is a lot to it, but I just thought, if at all you are watching my videos and wondering what the hell is this table that he's talking about, this is what the concept is. It's absolutely scientific, and as I keep saying, gold standard. I hope you got an idea, and then would appreciate if you could try and sink this concept into your brains and also do some reading about it. Thank you, and I wish you all a very happy weekend.